How's it going, martial arts fans? So today I'm going to run you through some footwork tactics. What we're going to look at today is the angles, and then subsequent videos we'll look into more details. This concept I first learned in Foshan, China through Lungai Sifu from Wing Chun, and then it was expanded upon through one of my teachers, Sifu Philip Starr from America. And so let's run you through the most fundamentals, and in subsequent videos we'll go into more depth with it. So, okay guys, so what you can see here is I have a circle drawn out in chalk. I have a line like so, which is going to represent the, say, north, south, east and west. And I have cross angles, a circle in the center, which is going to represent you standing on it. So let's have a look at the basic idea. This basic idea is that if you're standing in this position here, whichever way you want to be standing, okay, that these angles represent ways that you can move off and reface your opponent. So your opponent's going to step in towards you to strike you, okay? So as they're moving towards you, you're going to move, which is one of the main concepts in martial arts is to move. You can't just stand still, okay? So if the opponent goes to step onto this position here, I can move back away, okay? So I'm going to face them like so. As they move into me here, I can move straight at them, okay? Or staying with the straight line, I can move backwards and then back into them, okay? That idea there. Now, if they're moving here, I can move on these side angles here and face them this way, face them that way, okay? Now, I can use these angles back here. They move in, I can move this way or this way. Okay, great. Now, if they're moving in, again, we've got these angles now. Now, if he's stepping in, he or she, the attacker stepping in, I can step across this way and my strikes will be here. Again, I can step across this way, my strikes can be here. Now, I can combine movement, I can step at the angle and pivot, and now I face there. So I'll go this way, I step here, and then I pivot, and I face forward. Or I can step across myself, which is this footwork, which again, when we start understanding the footwork a little bit more, which I'll explain in a second, I can step across myself here, and I can face the person this way. Again, I could decide to go at that angle, or I could really cut the angle fine. And then the last idea would be rotating around yourself against a fence or the ring, and person putting pressure on you, move them aside, you step, and you just roll around the force, just try and stand behind. Okay. So these are just the main angles. Okay. What we have to then look at is how to get to those angles, which means you need to learn the footwork. Okay, the bufa. So we have an understanding that with every technique, I could show you. Okay, you can hit the person with your backhand strike. Okay, now you go, okay, well there's a number of ways I can do that. I can step back and hit them. I can step forward and hit them. I can step to the side and hit them. I can shuffle this way and hit them. Okay, so that's the next video where I'll explain, take one technique and look at different ways or different angles you can apply that. In order to get those angles, you're going to have to understand the footwork. Okay, so now when I get to a certain position, what type of footwork do I use? Okay, now every style will have their unique ways of footwork, but most systems of fighting are going to share these angles. Some systems are going to prefer certain angles. Wing Chun very much likes this angle here. I like this angle here to shuffle off this angle. Okay, so different styles are going to prefer different angles. So this is an important starting point to understand your traditional forms, your Taoru Yukata, to break them down. Remember, it's like somebody's written a textbook for you, but that author presumes that you're already fluent in the language. They presume you can read and you understand the language. So when you're learning forms or kata, everything goes on a straight line, there's little keys with the way you move your body and turn that say this should be at an angle, okay? Because you can't do something always in a straight line, okay? And this is the biggest mistake that when people are learning traditional martial arts is they don't understand angles, and when they don't understand angles, they just try to do it staying in one line, and it doesn't work very well. Okay, you only need to go up against an amateur beginner boxer where they're moving around, circling, moving around you. and you'll find that you'll be stuck. In fact, this circular method here, you can actually find similar ideas in boxing. I've seen in the Mexicans, they like the idea of stepping in, stepping out, stepping in, stepping out, okay, with the jabbing. So this concept is not unique to Asian martial arts. You can see it in boxing, and I'll try to find a link to the Mexican boxers practicing, and I'll put it in the comments section for you, so you can see this idea being used by different practitioners. Okay guys, so keep an eye out for my second video, where we're going to start to show you how to get into these positions.